Hello, my name is Kristen. I'm going to guide you guys in some yoga today. I started on my yoga journey probably about 15 years ago, very inconsistently at the time. I got into it hardcore about 10 years ago probably. I was doing 5 or 6 days a week in my practice and was doing really well. Went through a divorce, and in that time my self-care went down the drain. Took me a couple years to recover from that. And about 3 years ago, I got back on my yoga journey and started going consistently, which led me to becoming an instructor, something I always wanted to do. So I'm now a certified yoga instructor, and I just want to bring to other people the calm and the serenity and the peace and the spiritual growth that yoga has helped me accomplish within myself. Okay? So I thank you guys for being on this journey with me today, and let me be your guide in this. We're going to just do a short workout today. We're going to do a few minutes of transition. So transition is just where we're going to allow ourselves to come into the present moment. It's just a time to go from leaving the real world, those doors you come through in your mind actually, and come into this yoga space, and it's just that transition to get to a calm, serene space. Okay? So sit in a position that's comfortable for you. You can either sit on your feet, you can sit cross-legged or lotus position, you can sit with your legs out in front of you, whichever is most comfortable. The key is going to be to make sure your back is tall and erect. Make sure you're sitting on those sit bones, nice and tall. Shoulders down. You don't want to be pulling your shoulders to your ears. Make sure your shoulders are down while your back is straightened. Your hands can either rest on your knees, or you can push index finger to thumb. And we're just going to focus on our breath. Breathing in and out. You can close your eyes whenever you're ready, if you're ready. Breathe deep. So you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Some nice cleansing breaths. So the key is, when you inhale, we want to try and inhale as deep as we can. Feel those lungs expand. You want to feel that chest rise. And when you exhale, that belly's going to fall. And your ribs are going to contract back in, okay? So deep breaths in through the nose, out through your mouth. Now while you're breathing, make sure you focus on keeping that spine tall. Keep your core engaged, hips down. So in this process, it's just a process of relaxing. As I said, we're just transitioning from the outside world to this time where we're going to just be present in what we're doing right now. Now, if you have thoughts come through your mind during this time, it's okay. Everybody always thinks that you're not supposed to think at all during your transition. But it's okay to have those thoughts. Just don't dwell on those thoughts. Let them just kind of float through your mind, and acknowledge them and choose to deal with them later. Alright? We're giving this gift to ourselves right now, where we're just going to be in this moment. Just be. Not doing, just be. Just sit in this pose. And just give your body time to slow down and relax. These deep breaths are oxygenating our muscles, warming us up for some of the movement we're going to do. Sometimes being still is the hardest part for us, right? So this part of this practice is just as important as the rest of your yoga practice. Giving yourself time to just be. Good. All right. So normally we would stay in that for about 4 or 5 minutes, but we're just going to go ahead and go through and do some exercises now, okay? So we're going to come on all fours. So your knees should be under your hips. Your wrists should be under your shoulders. So if you guys can see me, I'll turn this side kind of like this. You can see me. Everybody see me? So this is how we're going to be. So this is our table pose, okay? So our goal is we don't want to put too much weight on our wrist. So you're going to spread your fingers out on your mat, and then you're going to kind of grip with your with your thumb and your pinky, and then you're just going to place your palm down. So you should feel like a suction almost in your palm, if that makes sense. And the same thing with this hand. Your thumb and your pinky will go down, and then your other fingers will go down, and then your palm goes down last, so it creates like a little suction, okay? So this is going to be our position. We're going to do some cat-cow. So you're going to inhale as you bring your chin to your chest, okay? And you're going to curl your spine at that same time and tuck your tailbone. As you exhale, you're going to arch your back and look straight ahead, okay? So that's a cat-cow. Make sure the tops of your feet are on the floor on your mat. Inhale, chin to chest, tucking the tailbone, curving your spine up. Exhale, straight ahead. So you don't want to look up too far because you want to keep your neck and your spine in alignment. Okay, so you're just going to look straight ahead. All right. As you're doing this, make sure your core stays engaged. This is warming up the spine, so this is a stabilizer for the spine as well. We're also getting some strength in our wrists. And our arms for this. Okay, last time, moving at your own breath. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale. Perfect. So we're going to do some more warm-ups. So I want you guys to come down onto your forearms, okay? Your hips are going to be up in the air. We're actually going to go back into child's pose from here. So just sit back in child's pose, stretch those arms out in front of you, or if you have shoulder injuries that bothers you, you can put your arms at your side. You can put them over your head like so, however is best for you. I personally like to get a nice stretch, so I like to have my arms out in front of me. And you're going to sit back on those feet, either knees open or closed, whichever is most comfortable for you. Now, we're going to come up just to our knees, And we're going to thread our left arm under our right arm, and our head comes down to the mat, and we're going to just rest there for a moment and breathe. Take 4 breaths on this side. So last one. And we're going to come up just to the forearms, and then you guys do the other side. Two more breaths. Perfect. So we're now going to come back to our tabletop. As our stabilized spine stabilizing position, we're going to do a puppy pose. So you're going to not go back into that child's pose. Your tail's going to, your tailbone's going to stay pointed up like so. You're going to come down with your arms out flat, forearms flat out in front of you. Kind of like a sphinx. You guys know what a sphinx looks like? Your arms should be out like that. Hands should be flat. And your chin will touch the mat. If your chin doesn't touch the mat, then you can just put your forehead down. We want to get a nice stretch in our shoulders. We're getting a nice stretch in our hips. And a nice stretch in our spine, lower back. Okay, if you guys feel any pain, please feel free to modify or rest in child's pose. All right. One more breath here. Now, as you come out of this pose, I want you to pull up on your forearms, put your legs down flat, and lift your upper body. We're gonna go, that's cobra pose, okay? So make sure your shoulders are down away from your ears. Make sure your legs are flat to the mat. And then you're just gonna bring that spine up. If you can't bring it up that far, it's okay. Just bring it to where you can, okay? Now we're going to go down, but as you go down, you're going to come up onto your hands, curl your toes, and push back into downward dog. So the key to downward dog is to make sure your arms, you want your hands to be flat, your arms a little forward so it takes some of the weight off of your wrists. When you pull back, your ears should be between your arms, okay? Make sure your shoulders are down, not pulled up to your ears. And your heels don't have to touch the mat. So the idea is we want to have a nice stretch, we want to have a nice distance, a nice pull between our hands and our feet. So you should feel a nice stretch in your shoulders and you should feel a nice stretch in your calves. Everyone feel that? And we're going to go into chaturanga. So you're going to come back forward after your next inhale. As you exhale, you're going to come into plank pose. Make sure your core is engaged. You're going to go down into that plank, push up, and you're going to flatten your feet back out and come back into that up dog, cobra pose. Okay? Everybody got that? So we're going to go down again, curl our toes, push back into down dog. Make sure those ears are between your arms. Your feet are flat as you can get them. You can walk the dog if you want to by lifting and raising one foot, or one heel, I'm sorry. Okay? You You guys ready for our push-up pose? We're gonna come into plank position. Keep that core engaged. Pull those shoulders down. Push up. And then flat into. Now we're doing cobra because we're back on our forearms, okay? We're gonna be here for just a minute. And now I want you to push back into child's pose. Rest in child's pose for just a few breaths. Perfect. Now we're going to come back up to tabletop. So this is our tabletop position. This is a very, it seems like a really basic pose, right? But this is stabilizing exercise. So it stabilizes our spine. It strengthens our wrist, strengthens our arms and our shoulders. Keeps that spine nice and straight for us. Okay, your feet should be flat, hips should be over your knees. The wrist should be under your shoulders, okay? So from this pose, we're going to do a reach out. So your right arm's gonna reach out with your left leg, right? So your palm's gonna be facing inward. As you exhale, your elbow will come to your knee, okay? Inhale, you go back out. Exhale, into your knee, okay? Now on that arm that is not moving, make sure you're not out like this. Your shoulder's not hunched over, okay? Make sure you stay tight in that frame and keep that weight balanced on your fingers so you're not hurting your wrist, all right? One more. Inhale, exhale into that crunch. Perfect. Okay. You can shake out that wrist. All right, so make sure you're all lined up and comfortable. Take a couple regular breaths. And then you're going to do the opposite arm. So you're going to make sure your weight is distributed on this right arm, okay? Shoulders down, not up to your ear. Your left hand comes out, right leg comes out. As you exhale, crunch to your elbow meets the knee. Keep your core engaged in that inward and outward movement, okay? As you guys haven't guessed, this is working our core, but it's also a great balancing pose. You're building up that arm strength, building up that core strength, and you're also working those hips and legs. One more. Good. Now come back. You can shake out that arm a little bit. And then we're going to come back to child's pose to rest those arms out. So child's pose is not just a resting pose, it's also massaging your internal organs, so it helps with blood flow. It also helps with digestion. It helps open up your hips. And then it also brings our spine back into a natural relaxed state. Perfect. So that's all we're going to do today. To end our workout, we always end in corpse pose. Well, not end. This is where we would go to right before we finish our Savasana. With your hands up, feet just relaxed. Relax everything. Close your eyes. So flex and relax your eyebrows so you know that everything's relaxed. Punch your nose and then let it out so you know your nose is relaxed and not holding tension there. Same thing with your mouth, your lips. Purse and then relax. Mouth open and then close so you know your jaw is relaxed. Shoulders, just let everything relax. Feel like that weight is being pulled down into the floor, okay? Just relax and rest for a few more minutes. Breathe. Tighten your hips and relax those so you know that they're relaxed. Same thing with your ankles and your feet. And kind of bring them in and then let them fall flat so you know those are relaxed. Same thing with your fingers. Squeeze and then open so you know they're relaxed. Just remember, this is a self-care. This is a gift that you're giving to yourself. Some time of relaxation. Some time to just be. Some time to practice presence. Not presence like Christmas gifts, presence. Being in the presence of your spirit and just allowing your spirit to just be calm and relaxed. Where you'll focus on your breath again. Deep inhales. Exhale out of your mouth. Deep inhale and exhale. Center should go up. Exhale. Falls back down. Regular breaths now. Now feel free to lay and relax for even longer if you'd like to. I thank you guys for allowing me to be your guide on this journey today. I hope you will join me again in this workout. And like I said, thank you for sharing this gift with me, allowing me to share this gift with you. My spirit sees your spirit. Namaste.